back again. What's up, everybody? Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, just Keith. I can't stand Keith. Here comes Keith again. I'm good with all of it. Hope you guys had an awesome week. Man, things changed, didn't they? Boy, doesn't take much in the old crypto world, does it? I didn't think it did, but hey, here we are. Let's talk about it a little bit. Have we started to fall off the cliff? Have we started to flip back bullish? You guys are seeing the thumbnails, right? Well, they're not necessarily clickbait. I want everyone to know that we are right there on the edge of both. It's kind of tough to explain that, but I'll try my best tonight. Let's get off into it. If you haven't done so, please go hit like. It's free here. Likes cost nothing. Ding. While you're there, if you would, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. We're almost to 11,000 now, which is awesome. Getting there little bit by little bit. Crypto hasn't really taken off yet, but it will. Last but not least, if you would, please hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our streams from now on. People complain all the time, I don't have time to watch, I miss it, I don't see it, etc., etc., etc. Well, here you are. What you waiting on? I didn't mean to start recording that, but I did. So I hope everyone had an awesome week. Last few days have gotten a little crazy on us. I know that. And now let me get the chat out here for all to see. Right there like that. We'll go through and like the chats as we get going here. Usually everyone kind of shows up late. And since they show up late, I kind of give everyone a couple minutes to say, hey, if you would please, while you're at it, you see the chat right below me right here, all right? Drop a comment, tell me where you're watching from. Say, hey, I'll shout you out back. Say back to you, hey, I like to know where everyone's coming from. It's really cool to see the whole world represented. I never really know where you guys are from. Sometimes I remember them, sometimes I don't. Either way, it's cool to see you and engage with everybody. I'm not trying to be like every other influencer and ignore people. I try to say hey to everybody, even the haters. All right, first, let's get to the elephant in the room, Bitcoin. Some good and some bad here, all right? Looking back on last stream, we had this really ugly red candle form. This is the daily chart. Last stream, we had this really ugly red candle form post-stream, and then the rest of the day, gosh, it got really ugly. Was right about the stream saying I thought we might have a red day, we might cliff off a little bit. And by gosh, did it ever do it. The good news is it did it quickly and got it over with. And it appears to have tried to bounce back here. And we got a fairly good short-term push back up for a week since we failed. Basically a week. I want to note a few things on the short time frame here. I'm on the daily, but I'm only looking at a few candles right here, okay? First thing I want to note is how we are now under this 886 line. We are not over the 886 line. I want us to be over that 886 line. Well, what is the 886 line? Explain, Keith. I don't understand. Essentially, the 886 line is 88.6% back from the lows and the highs. All right. Short explanation. The high was in 2021 at the end of the year. We went all the way down in 2022, and we have since forth recovered 88.6% of that. Now we actually broke all-time high and recovered 100% of that. But since then, we've fallen back and kind of strayed sideways, and we're at about 88.6% recovery, which is important to note because at this point in the cycle in 2020 and in 2016, we were not this far ahead. I'll show you that again as the stream progresses here a little bit. Okay, cool. So again, we're under the 886 line. I'd like to see that improve soon. All right. Short term, if you look at these, just a few candles that I have right here, pretty clear that we broke the little short-term trend it had right there. Not only did it break the little short-term trend, but it back tested it. Interestingly enough, if you look at this right here, actually, let me just, there you go. That looks eerily similar to 2022 on the weekly chart. It kind of looks like 2022, how it kind of broke out, back tested, and then ran up. Then what happened from there, if you remember, till 2022, ended up coming all the way back up here in 2023 and testing this high, what we call sweeping the high. All right, coming over and hitting the high and rolling back a little bit. Are we going to do a similar thing? Well, that's where we can go a little deeper on it here and see whether we can or cannot do that and how difficult it would be. All right, first, simple moving averages, exponential moving averages, the easy stuff. Here's our 821 EMA. Let me take off the other moving averages first. Here's our 821 EMA. 8 EMA is in green, 21 EMA is in purple. Doesn't really matter what they're called, mostly matters how they work. Pretty darn simple, and I'll explain a little deeper here in a moment, but we have flipped over the 8 EMA, 2 candles, that's good. We need to see an 821 cross. We haven't had that yet. We need to see the green over top of the purple. Ain't there yet, so until then, alas, we wait. All right, cool. How about the 50-day moving average? 50-day moving average of the 50 MA or 50 SMA, simple moving average. We need to be over this to be bullish. Hey, look, we're not over it. I don't know what else to tell you, but that's not there yet. Getting close. It's not there yet. All right. I need to have it over that, and I'd really like 2 candles over the 50. Fair enough. Just isn't quite there yet. Furthermore, for us to get up here and sweep that high, we have to break that 50-day moving average, and we have to break the other moving averages. The 100 and 200 moving average, just like the 50, act as short-term support and resistance. All right. And since we are under them, they are, you got it, resistance. So as long as we stay under these, as long as we're stuck down here, these will slow our progress one way or another. I would prefer if we worked our way up through these little by little and kicked it right on through. Not sure that happens that way, but that's what I would like to see happen. I kind of expect it to hit the 50 and roll back here, but we'll see. All right. One step at a time. They're currently resistance. They are in the correct order. All right. Yellow, blue, red. I'd like to see them bunch up. Something like that, and get into a bunch. And if they do, that's good, because that tends to be a point of action where we see the price come back towards them. Hasn't happened yet. Doesn't mean I don't want to see it happen. Doesn't mean it couldn't. It's going to take a little bit more time. And I want everyone to be mindful, not noteful, that Bitcoin is the king here. And if it decides to go down, likely it drags alts with it. Be prepared. All right, let's go to a couple different things. Here's the pivot points. All right, main pivot point being number 1, the pivot line here. We need to be above that for bullish, below it for bearish. And as you see, just in the last couple hours, it got over the pivot and is currently above it. Needs to stay above it to maintain bullish. All right, back under it, well, then we're back to bearish again. Fair enough. As long as we're above it, cool. The next leg up, the next pivot point, the next potential stopping point, R1 up here, which just so happens to be at the previous high, aka sweep the high. All right, cool. If it fails, by the way, I didn't mention that. If it fails, well, 51 to 50,000 is looming large down here. That's our failure point. If this thing can't hang on and wants to cut loose, that's where it's going, in my opinion. All right, there's your A and your B option. A sends us back up here to the previous high, which is where the moving averages were. 200 moving averages up there. B, fail, go south toward 50 to 51. Fair enough? Fair enough. It's not really as complicated as we make it out to be, all right? We have 2 options, and that's kind of it. All right, here's the Ichimoku cloud. Ichimoku cloud is very simple. It looks complicated, but it's not. You break it up into quarters. I need a green cloud. I have a red cloud on the end. That's no bueno. That's 1 no bueno. 2 no bueno would be this lag line right here. I need it to be above the candles, not below them. All right, if it's below them, that's an X. No bueno there. I need this blue line, which is the conversion line, to be over this baseline. It's not. It's under it. That's a no bueno. Sorry. Also, I need these candles to be over the cloud, not under. So that's another no bueno. Bitcoin daily, 4 no buenos. I'm sorry, but we got to call a spade here. It's not quite ready. Feels like it's ready. It's not quite ready. At this point, listen, at this point, I need some confirmation here. I don't get my confirmation, I'm still not convinced. What do I need for confirmation? And this is going to work toward the rest of the stream here, right? I want to see an 821 cross. I want to see 2 candles over the 8 EMA, and I want to see us over the 50-day moving average. If we're not all 3 of those things, well, I'm not convinced of anything. Just how I see it, all right? I can't argue about it. I've kind of come to the conclusion that I probably should have been doing that from the jump. I tried to give it a little bit more time throughout the summer because I thought the summer would be more bullish than it was. It wasn't. So we're wrong sometimes. And since we're wrong sometimes, we have to progress and move on and find something better to be right about. I'm going to try to continue to using the 1/3 method here. That's what I'm going to call it, the 1/3 method. And we'll talk about the 1/3 method here in the stream, and I'm going to make a separate video just on the 1/3 method, right? So back to it here. Again, I need confirmation. Till I get confirmation, I'm not really convinced. So that's my Bitcoin look for the regular Bitcoin chart. How about we go to the CME chart? Been trying to use the CME chart more on the count of it seems to be a little bit more accurate as far as what's going to happen. All right, here's our moving averages for CME. We are over the two. See how they're different? Over the 200 here. Barely hanging on, but over the 200. Not great, but not bad. But I'm still under the 50 and I'm still under the 100. Plus, if you look here, got this really ugly trend line right here, kind of holding the price down. Even if it comes up here and smacks that 50, likely to roll over and fail. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not convinced yet of a move up necessarily. It seems as though we're moving into more bullish territory 1 week before the rate cuts happen. If we were bearish, wouldn't we have moved into a more bearish scenario 1 week before the rate cuts happen? You would think so. They're anticipating a 25-point cut. I can understand a 25-point cut, and I think that's nice and realistic. A 50-point cut drives the market crazy. That being said, the EU did a 25-point cut. The World Bank did a 25-point cut. Canada did a 25-point cut. I would be a little bit shocked if they did 50 points. My eyes are starting to hurt. I'm putting the glasses on. I'd be a little shocked if they did 50 points. So I hate to be a betting man, but I would bet on 25 points. A 1/4%. And the cloud's the same here. 4 out of 4 negative. Can't do anything with that. Pivot's the same. You see the regular Bitcoin chart and the CME chart have kind of caught up here together, which is great. I was hoping to see that happen eventually, and it has finally happened, okay? I mentioned that I would show you 2016 versus now. Same time 8 years ago, right here. I got to make that font a little bigger for you. There you go. Same time 8 years ago, right here. And as you see, we were at the golden pocket. And now, same time now as 2016. We're all the way up in Sniper's Alley over here. This isn't the golden pocket at all. We're well above the golden pocket. And it appears as though we're going to stay above the golden pocket. And if that's the case, we're a whole leg up higher than we were in the best possible bull run ever in 2016. This makes me think that 2020 is less likely to happen than 2016. However, I think we're still getting a variant of all three, 2012, 2016, and 2020. Seems like we're getting a variant of all three of them. I would lean more conservative, as I'm always going to do. That being said, we could get crazy here. I don't know. I just kind of doubt that we are. I doubt that we're going to be crazy on the crazy numbers. I kind of just expect 175. 100 is a lock. Now 175 would get us to the 1618 up here, just like it did back in the day. From there, well, we'll watch and see. It depends on how much time we have. If we're at the end of the year at that point, well, that leads me to believe that we're not going to make it much farther. If we're in the summer at that point, well, there's a high likelihood that we could push farther and head for those upper extensions, which I don't want to talk about until we get to it. All right. And again, I could compare this to 2020. Same thing. It doesn't really change much. Very similar chart look. As you see, this time 4 years ago, we were in the golden pocket. And that's the date, September 14th. You see that? That was the same in 2016. Right? September 11th or 12th, it said, right? Same rough time frame I'm in right now. And as you see, the price action is pretty similar, not the same. It was way more aggressive back in 2020. Pretty modest here. But the beginning of it was also more aggressive. You see that? was very aggressive back at the beginning of this move. And it was a little bit more modest over here this time, more gradual and modest. Roughly the same though. Can you agree, right? That's roughly the same. From this point forward, you see what happened in 2020. I mean, it was a steady march up. And 2016, you know, it was a little bit less steady, but a similar move. You know, a little bit less steady when it got over here to the beginning of the year, which I kind of expect as well. I'm still leaning 2016 for what it's worth. More 2016 than more 2020. That doesn't mean percent-wise will be the same, all right? Doesn't mean percent-wise will be the same. And before I get too much farther here, let me jump and check the comments. All right. What's up, Jay Gross? Already liked, brother. Looking forward to your keen insights. Thank you, brother. What's up, Kev? Catching the stream in the morning. Thank you, brother. Jeremy D liked. Thank you, bro. Jeremy, my cousin, driving to New Hampshire. Jeez. You told me we're doing that. Tremaine the Great, bro. What's up? Good to see you. Carmine, what's up? Who dat? Good to see you. Phonetic Duck, how are you? Cody Kensel, what's up, bro? Farood, what's up? M. Galani, what's up? Galliani, I said that wrong first. I'm sorry. That's Sicilian, isn't it? Galliani. Zach says I'm from what's up from Air Canada, Montreal to Las Vegas. Bro, let's go. What's up, Frank? New York, New York. All right. Originally from Uzbekistan. Let's go. From Fort Mill. Hey, Fort Mill, you're about an hour away. Crypto Profits, what's up? From Hurricane Alley. Nolans. What's up, Crypto Elephant? Good to see you, brother. D the Dude, what's up? How are you? Dump it, he said. I don't know about that. I used the bathroom earlier today. I don't typically go more than once a day. What's up, Cheese? Good to see you, brother. Mr. Crypto Humper says, what's up? Good to see you, brother. Haven't seen you in a minute. Wish I had to see you over in the Discord. We talk more often. And then he says, dump it too. I'm not dumping nothing. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So, Bitcoin dominance. Like I said, Bitcoin's still the king here. Crypto, it just runs after Bitcoin does, and it's probably always going to be that way for the near future anyway. She came down very aggressively and hit the 50, and it looked like it was just going to blow right through it. That didn't happen. It bounced, and now that it bounced, it did make a lower high. Okay, so I'm kind of expecting it to do what the chart did on Bitcoin and kind of just flounder around over here till October, November. Then we'll see whether you get that last push, or is that it and we roll over and quit here. I don't know which one yet, but until this yellow line right here breaks, I'm still Bitcoin is the king. All right, I can't do anything else with it. Cloud, it's down to 3 out of 4 because the blue is now under the red. The conversion's under the base right there. Everything else is green on the cloud. Pivots, I mean, it's still over the main pivot doing its thing. I can't hate on Bitcoin dominance. Still out there stretching its legs. Doesn't want to give up. Doesn't want to give up the goose. All right, so let's talk about the 1/3 strategy that I'm going to make a video on coming up. All right. And by the way, everyone, if you haven't done so, please, man, go hit like. We got a whopping 33 people watching and 28 likes. So a few of you can go hit like. The more likes we get, the more YouTube helps us out and pushes this stuff all around. And again, if you haven't said where you're from, jump in and say where you're from. I'll say what's up to you, as I always do. All right. So let's pick a chart. And let's go look and see if we have 3 out of 3 check marks. I went over in this in the Discord recently. We won't do XRP because I'm going to make a little short video about XRP. But we'll do another chart. A very popular little coin is AVAX. Let's go have a look at AVAX. All right. You know what? Let me find a clean chart. Just nothing on it. There we go. All right, 1/3 strategy. It's very simple. I'm going to wait for 3 check marks, and I'm going to separate my buys and my sells up into thirds. All right, so I'm going to buy, and sell. Now, that might be 2 buys and not make the third one and wait. That might be 1 buy and not make 2 of them and wait. That might be sell 2 of them and hang on to 1 of them. All right, your choice on the combination. Here's what we're going to use. It's going to be very simple here. It's going to be the 8 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 50 regular moving average. Not EMA, but SMA. All right. We're looking for 3 things. we're looking for, first and foremost, are we 2 candles over the 8 EMA? There's 1, there's 2. And I'm talking about closings. I'm on a daily time frame right here. Daily time frame, not the 4-hour, not the 15-minute stop. The daily time frame. 1 candle, 2 candles closed over the 8 EMA. For me, that is 1 check mark, and that is 1/3 of whatever I was going to buy. So let's say I had $300 to buy AVAX with. That's $100 spent. All right. The next one is going to be, do I have an 8 and 21 EMA cross, meaning 8 above the 21, green above the purple? Do I have that here? I have that right here. 8 crossed over the 21, green crossed over the purple. That is the second $100 spent. 2 green check marks. Last but not least, I want to know, is it above the 50 moving average 2 times, 2 closes? What do you know? 1 right here, 1 right here. That's 2 candles closed over the 50. That's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles closed over the 50, but I only really needed 2. So there you go. Bam, simple, done. I have 3 purchases on AVAX. I split that up into 3 parts to make it safer, and I'm going to scale out the same way. If this thing starts to reverse on me and fail, well, I'm going to sell it out the same way I bought it in. All right. If it happens all at once and all 3 of them fail all at once, well, I can sell all 3 of them. If I wanted to do just sell 1 because I'm to the point now where I don't want to sell it all, I just want to use 1, well, fine, just use 1 of the 3 tools. Either way, what this does is greatly reduce your risk and greatly increase your reward. There will be times you lose, yes, but this puts you 67 to 70% win, all right, which is great. If you could take those Vegas odds and bet on it, well, you would make good money. In fact, you can. It's called spot buying. We're just buying and selling. We're not using leverage. You could use leverage if you wanted to. I'm not using leverage for this. This is a daily chart. I don't really need to do leverage trades anymore with my crypto portfolio. It's all spot. I do that because it's less risk, and I don't expect anybody to become a day trader. I'm not a day trader. I don't do it every day. In order to be a day trader, you have to trade 3 to 5 times a day. Sometimes I don't trade for a month. Sometimes I don't have a trade for 6 months. Other days I have 5 in a day, right? So this is daily, and it's simple. It's very simple. 821 EMA, 50 moving average, 3 check marks or 3 X's. What you looking for? That's simple. All right. That's the three strategy. Anyone in the comments doesn't understand that, let me know. Give me a comment and tell me, was that complicated or easy to understand? And if you didn't understand, I'll tell you what, if you did understand it, comment the number 1. If you did understand that, comment the number 1. If you did not understand that, comment the number 2. And I can go back over it and use some other examples. Arizona, let's go, bro, out there in Zona. North Texas, what's up, Coleman? That's what's up. And she said, naked char, ooh la la. 54K CME gap. It's fully possible we hit that CME gap. Yes, I would agree. I would say it's fully possible. I'm waiting to see myself. But that's not even that far. That's the thing. It's only like 4%. Here's the thing. I don't use terminology like dump or pump because those are emotional trigger words that make people do stupid stuff. And I never want to come on here and use emotional words because people make emotional decisions when they do that. And I don't want to see emotional decisions made. I want all emotions removed from the chart. Ohio Spasm, thank you. Good to see you, dude. Ohio, what's up? Been there a couple times. I'm seeing some 1s and not very many 2s. So that's good. That means you guys picked up on it, all right? That's what I like to see. It's not really as complicated as we make it out to be. I promise it doesn't have to be complicated. It's all fairly simple stuff. Now, if I were doing Bitcoin and Ethereum, let's go through those real quick. We can do the three checks or 3 X's, the 3s strategy. All right. So 821 EMA, 50 moving average. What do we got? We got 2 candles closed over the 8 EMA, don't we? As a matter of fact, we do. Right here's 1. Right here's 2. And in fact, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 closes over the 8 EMA. Excellent. So that's 1 check mark. Do we have an 821 cross? Green over purple? No, we do not. We do not. So, since we do not, that gets a red X. Are we over the 50 moving average? We most decidedly are not. So, folks, this is why I am not convinced. This is what he's saying in the chat over there about, dump it to 54. This is why I'm not convinced. I need to see a little bit more proof here first. Prove it to me. If you can prove it to me and you can get over that 50-day moving average and hold on for 2 candles, well, that's a little bit more proof, and that would make me spend the rest of the money that I've got to spend and put the rest of the money in the market like I was. I sold Doge, then I rebought it back. Had a change of heart, which I don't like to do. I don't like changing my mind and flip-flopping, but I thought it better to play it safe than sorry. I shouldn't have sold it all. I did take the SHIB away and just put the SHIB money into Doge, right? Felt like that was a safer play. You think backing out, not being in Dogecoin to be a safe play, but we're getting to that point where Elon's starting to tweet about Doge and people are going to start blaming that on the price going up, even though that's not why. So I've been charting it and I'm going to continue charting it. We have a whole thread for Doge in our Discord. Our Discord's right here at the bottom, wap.com/team786. Very simple. 1 month free. There are a couple spots left. We had a bunch of people leave. The market got really stale. People got really upset with me and irritated with me. So some people left. So there's some spots available. So get in there and get one while you can. And if you haven't done so, there's a few more people here, 55 people. Go hit like, y'all. We would love to have you hang out and do this more often. It's always education on TA here. It's never going to be my subjective opinion. It'll always be my objective opinion, meaning fact-based, not opinion-based. All right? My opinions are fairly useless. I'm using data to come up with answers. I try to always do it that way because that's the safer way to do it. All right, Ethereum. Let's pull up an Ethereum chart that's nice and clean. About Bitfinex, nice and naked. This is daily again. 821 EMA, what we got? Do we have 2 candles closed over the 8 EMA here on Ethereum? No, we do not. We don't even have 1. Looks like Ethereum's sucking hind tit. And if you don't know what that means, it's a southern saying for doing bad. All right, so we don't have 2 candles over the 8. We do not have an 821 cross. The purple is above. It needs to be below the green line. And we are under the 50 moving average. By the way, if you need any one of these EMAs or moving averages, you find them up here in the indicators section. You can type in EMA and you'll get all different choices. You can type in SMA and you get all different choices. This is a preloaded indicator that's custom made from our Discord. Part of our Discord is free indicators. There are dozens of free custom indicators in our Discord, which comes part of your subscription. You'll always have those indicators once you buy it one time. Those indicators cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars if you were to buy them from somebody else. Part of the game here is having the tools to win, and we don't like a bunch of money being spent on stupid tools that you don't need but one time. That's the industry that I came from, which was HVAC. You might buy a $500 tool and use it once a month, and that really sucked, but you had to have it in order to complete the job. Well, TA kind of works the same way. Charts kind of work the same way. You need the tools to succeed. Well, in order to do that, you got to spend 100. You don't need to do all that, dude. $16. Like, come on. That's the cost of a fancy coffee and a croissant. Like, come on. Once a month? What is that, dude? $16 is nothing. So, how about we go do it on everyone's favorite? Everyone's favorite. Ripple coin. XRP. So I tell you what, let's pull up a nice clean XRP chart. Oh, y'all got all hyped up, didn't you? Everybody was starting to feel themselves. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Grayscale. Trust. Hey. What did the chart do? Run right into resistance, didn't it? Again, didn't it? Maybe eventually we'll start to listen. But for now, let's use the TA to our advantage. Third rule. Again, 2 candles closed over the 8 EMA. Well, we're working on it. Looks like we got 1 right here and working on a second one, but only 1 so far. Only 1 so far. I need 2. So since I don't have 2, that gets an X. By the end of the day, we likely will have 2, but we don't yet. Furthermore, is the green line over the purple line? Nope. Purple is over green. I need that to flip the other way. It hasn't done it yet. That's a second X. Lastly, are we over the 50-day moving average? We are not. We are most decidedly under. We touched it. We're most decidedly under. That's 3 out of 3 no's, no yeses. If I divide my buys up into thirds, I've got $300. None of the 300 is spent yet. I'm still waiting on confirmation from each one of these to go 100, 200, 300. It hasn't happened yet. Till it happens, for me, this needle doesn't move. I also have this thing charted the regular way over here. We watched this very intensely. I already showed you the moving averages. So let me pull those off, get those out of the way. We drew this out months and months and months ago. It's playing out perfectly. All the haters can hold the fat one. It's fairly obvious that the chart works. I don't know what else to tell you. Look at that. I drew that out a long time ago. You can go back and watch the thread that I made on Twitter. Started this thread over a year ago, and it's still going exactly like we said it would go. Nonetheless, people still doubt us. It's crazy. So you see the green arrow. I do think a move up is coming, but it's not the big move. It's just the first move that sets the stage, and I don't even know that necessarily goes this high, this fast. I really just want to see it on the other side of this trend line that it has not broken. And until that trend line breaks, we are simply stuck in the mud. We are approaching go time, though. And go time is when we jump over resistance, settle on top of support. We flip resistance into support. We settle on top of it, and that's when our move starts. I think this will be October or November for the stronger moves for XRP. I still haven't bought any. I have some money to spend, and I still haven't bought this. Why? Because I just don't need to buy it. I just don't need to buy it. It's not quite time. It's close, but it's not quite time. I like the move up, but again, you're not going to make me buy from panic buyers in retail being stupid. I'm not that guy. I'll wait for the chart to come back down and rebuy after you've got the feelings out of it. Right? I don't do feelings when it comes to charts. I only do data and facts. And until this changes, it's still not quite there. It's still hitting its head on resistance. Still hasn't broken key levels. 60 cents is an absolute monster on this chart. Just like 60 cents is, 65 cents also a monster here. This will not break easy. Step by step, we're getting there. It's just not quite time yet. One more week. Let's see how it does in a week. All right, fair enough, everybody. I hate it for all y'all XRP folks. I don't hate you guys. Honestly, I'm on your team. I'm team y'all. I'm team win. But let's be real. Google tells me that 60% of you guys that watch this own or care more about XRP than anything else. And I wish that was different. I know it's not going to change for you until this thing moves up, but then you're going to get all crunk on me and think that you're right about everything, and I get it. But we're going to sell this. Are you? You ready? 2, but I missed a part. I have to watch it again. No worries, Crypto Elephant. I just did it again for you there. I hope you picked it up on that one. Me using XRP. Hey, brother, welcome. You're welcome, D. It didn't move as much when he made that Doge post this week. Exactly, because we're not quite ready yet. That's what I keep telling everybody. You keep thinking that it's Elon tweeting makes charts go up, but y'all forget that he didn't try that in the bear market. He gave up on that. When it didn't work in the bear market, he stopped and everything went back down. We get Doge getting a little bit bullish, which we'll go over here in a moment, and all of a sudden the tweets come back. So this is what I'm talking about, man. Y'all, he's in 3D. He's playing 3D chess, and everyone else isn't. All right. Strong opinions loosely held as new data presented. Thank you, Cheese. Doge, I can see testing the previous all-time high next year. Possible. I'm still holding Doge, but I missed when it was point. Yep, right. Long time ago. ETH blows right now 100%, dude. An imagination green leprechaun candle needed. Peep XRP weekly plus the moving average plus the cloud. Well, let's do that. China Matt's probably onto something here. Let's have a look. All right. So China Matt says, let's have a look at the EMAs. Ooh. So weekly, we're trying to jump the 821 EMA and the 50 moving average all at the same time on the weekly. Close, not quite there, but it looks like if it can hold this level here, we'll have it broken by the weekend. Problem, cloud. Look, the weekly cloud is right in the way here. Right in the way. So, it's my hope that we get in the cloud, which is better than under the cloud, and then maybe we can take a run up at the upper levels of the cloud. But it's still stuck under most of it. red X here. You've got the conversion line over the baseline. That just happened. Blue just crossed red. Problem is the lag line is still under back here, and the price is very much under the cloud. So you've only got 1 out of 4 on the cloud weekly. That's not good enough to get it done. Again, not quite time. Not quite time. Thank you, China Matt. I appreciate the lookout. I didn't think about that. So let's jump over here to Doge. Not Coge. What the hell is that? All right. And we'll pull up this one. So this is the chart that I've got mapped out timeline wise. Again, it's just kind of waypoints. It's not going to be exact. It's just to give me a basis of where things might bottom out, things might find their support. You can see the green line is Bitcoin halving. The yellow is usually the last low. The white's kind of our last chance to get a low price. And the purple is when things have already really taken off. And it's also halfway between halving and the end of the bull run. All right, so that purple line is like another waypoint. It should have already started moving by that purple line. And you see this purple line over here is in January, so that would lend me to believe that by the end of the year, Doge has already started its move. And if you look back at 2016, it was the same thing again, same waypoints, same timeline. Here we are, and this is why I thought after I sold it, I'm like, you know what? Maybe that was not the smartest technical move. So maybe I should rethink this. So rethought it, bought it back. All right, so same strategy as the others. Interesting that Elon starts tweeting about this and this thing jumps the 821 EMA. Interesting, huh? So that's 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be the 5th candle closed over the 8 EMA. We do not quite yet have a crossing. That'll probably happen by the end of the day. And we're not quite over the 50 moving average yet. Close, but not quite. So if it was thirds, the 1/3 strategy, I'm only in 30% here. I'm withholding some stable coins because I'm not convinced yet. All right, just not convinced yet. Now I saved his tweets. Did I use the Coinbase chart? Or did I use Binance? I probably used Binance. I've been using Binance charts to save data. Yep. There we go. So I'm saving these as we go here. This is what he tweeted. Department of Government Efficiency. That's a cryptic Doge tweet, in case you didn't know. So I've added it to the chart. Elon tweets a Doge cryptic tweet 1:38 a.m. because that's when he sent it out, almost 2 in the morning. Here's the chart. 1:38 a.m. I put it on the chart at the exact same time when he did it. All right, all the way down to the 15-minute. And as you see, the chart has gone down since. So 0 for 1 on Doge tweets making the chart go up. Remember this, because in a few months, you're going to be having arguments with idiots all around you that tell you that it's Elon's fault the price goes up and the price goes down. If it's always Elon's fault, it has to be always. It cannot be sometimes. All right, we cannot apply our logic once in a while. We have to always use our logic, or we use no logic. That's how data works. So it didn't work this time. We're 0 for 1. We back tested it before. He started tweeting about Doge in November of 2020. That's just after it flipped bullish. And then once it did that, everything goes up, and they all blame it on Elon the whole time. It's really, really lazy. It's what happens when you don't know what to do. You start looking for silly answers out there, and you come to any conclusion you can to help support your narrative. This is why I always holler all the time about me not caring about narratives. I don't care what your narrative is. It doesn't matter to me. It's subjective, meaning made up. It's not objective, meaning here is the data. If you give me data, well, I got to listen to that. I have to listen to that. But if it's just your opinion, brother, we all got buttholes, and we all got opinions, and we don't want to hear either one of those. I don't want to hear your butthole. I don't want to hear your opinion. Give me the facts. Give me the data. And you really don't want to hear my opinion. You want to hear the data too. That's why y'all are here. That's why the other people who want to hear the hopium and the subjective stuff, they go watch Blockchain Backer. Let's crack a beer open. They don't go Bud Heavies, by the way. They don't come and watch us. They go watch the Shields because they're way more exciting. What's up, everybody? Blockchain backer. Oh, by the way, let's go look at the Bitcoin chart. What's up with all the voice changes? It's almost as though he's figured out a niche that'll get you guys to listen. Kind of like Stampy did with freaking Minecraft. Hello, it's Stampy. Yeah, you guys remember that? Yeah, kind of a nifty little catch right at the beginning of the stream, huh? Yeah, maybe one day y'all will start to understand that and think about that a little bit in the future. If they automatically hit you with a snappy little response right at the beginning, I probably don't want to listen. What's up, Josh? All good to see you. Farouk says, I used the 1/3 rule for VARA today. Brother, let's go. It's not going to work every time. Warning. But it will work most of the time. And most of the time is good enough for me. I'm going to try to use it on every single chart that I've got. All of these on the right over here are what I own. They're all posted up in the Discord. I tell everybody every single trade that I do, no matter what. I'm very open and upfront about it. My portfolio is all there for everyone to see as well. You can go watch it, critique it, be mad about it, argue with me about it. It's fine. It's my money, so I'm going to spend it how I want. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money either, but I will share how I do it, right? I'm not going to tell you what to buy and sell. I refuse to. I'm not going to tell anybody what to buy and sell. Let's look at a couple examples of really fun charts that happened in the last couple days, and then we'll get off here. All right, so just yesterday, the Mitra, which was floundering around on support down here, cracked. One big humongous candle shot up. Now it's still right at the 100 moving average. Rolling support and resistance, remember? Look at this thing, hit the 100 and say, hold up. Now it did jump over the trend line. That trend line's a little bit subjective. I will agree with you. Might not be perfect. But it is right at the trend line, which also happens to be the 100 moving average. For now, it's hung under. I'm cool with this. I'm going to leave it alone. I could take some profits, but I'm just now getting all my check marks down here. So it may take a little bit of time for this to ease its way in, but it looks like it's trying to stay more bullish than bearish. This is all 1 week before the Federal Open Market Committee starts yapping. All right, Creddy, cool enough. Hanging on to support like it was going to fail for a little bit, getting back over. Now it's over the 8 EMA. That's a check mark. I don't have an 821 cross. No check mark. I get an X on that one. And we're not over the 50. It tried it. It didn't make it. It hit the trend line. Some of them look like this, which is what I wanted you to see. They're still stuck, right? It made a bullish move, but it's still stuck. Here's one, everybody, that I had an awful time with, big time. Man, I took some advice on this one, and boy, was that a mistake. Own your mistakes. I didn't sell this when I should have. I held on and I tried DCAing it, and that was a mistake. So my plan here is on this one, now that I'm underwater on it, and I did get one good DCA down here at the bottom, I'm going to keep this one. When the price gets back up here to my average, which is still way up there, yes, I would agree, it's still way up there. When I get back up there to my average, I'm selling half. I already have the sell limit set. This will leave me what I've got in it, and we'll have sold off the rest, and I'll have 50% left in it, basically. That would be this DCA down here. That'll be my only piece left in it. Everything else will be left alone. And I'm going to try to leave this alone until tax time comes, because I think that's when we'll flip back bearish, but not until then, right? This is what I want to see. Fresh new uptrends, right? Breaking through fib levels. Very nice. Now let's see it attack that 200 moving average, which is way up here near this 50 fib. Man, that would be sweet. I'm not sure it goes that far that fast, but it would be dope if it did. A couple more. Camino was brought to my attention by Cotton Cycling down there, which Cycling Cotton, which is Josh Udall. Thank you, Josh. Hey, what's up, OXID10? Good to see you. He put this one on me. I forgot about it after it made this big fall off. Luckily, I got back in up here at that's my actual buy line right there. We do have 3 check marks on this one. I'm going to hang loose on it, let it ride. It is hitting resistance right now and kind of sweeping this high. That's fine. As long as it stays above the trend, which it clearly is. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, let me pull these fibs off. Let me pull these moving averages off. Right here is our uptrend. As long as that red line holds, I'm fine. Okay? I'm all Gucci. Just need to leave it be. Sui. Same thing here on Sui. Really nice print right here on this. My DCA worked very well on this one. I got a good average. It's well above the moving averages. I got 3 check marks. We're looking pretty good. So I hope everyone had an awesome 45 minutes watching that. If we start getting more people on here, I'll do an hour again. again, there's no point in doing an hour if I'm not listening. If there's not many people listening. Thank you all for coming though. I appreciate it. We were back up to like 60 people on this stream, which is good. I want to see us back in the hundreds. I'm just going to keep cutting the time down and not really do these streams. I do these for y'all, but if there's nobody watching, what's the point in doing them? I can just do them on Discord. You know what I mean? Thank y'all. I appreciate everyone being here. Every single one of you makes me happy when y'all come, even if you hate me. All right. That means you're still here trying to learn. You either hate me or you're trying to learn. Either way, you're going to pick something up. All right. Kind of the way I look at it. I've kind of had to learn to do that. So I appreciate you all being here. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate the hell out of that. Thank you. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. And as always, if no one else today told you, if no one else told you today, Keith will tell you. Keith loves you. Keith's got your back. See you guys on the next stream. Sky's the limit. Peace.